My name is Genesis Williams, and today we will be discussing the origin and development of the present-day alphabet. All around the world, us humans have utilized the alphabet to communicate for centuries. We have used the alphabet for things such as writing, reading, tracking history, and communicating with people all over to express our thoughts and ideas non-verbally. But how did the alphabet get here? Who created it, and how did it spread? The alphabetic system has evolved written communication throughout history. Starting in the Mediterranean around 1700 BCE, the Phoenicians first created the alphabet as a way to document their history and keep track of their transactions. Through the Phoenicians' trade transactions, their alphabetic system continued to spread, and other groups changed it all around the world, leading to the modern-day alphabet. But before that, there was another form of writing. This was called hieroglyphics. Estimated to have begun around 3200 BCE, Egyptians began using sound pictures that were called hieratic scripts known as hieroglyphics. They used these hieroglyphics in academics, business, and religious documents. A few other groups used the Egyptian hieroglyphics to represent their form of writing communication. Said to be one of the first forms of written communication, the Egyptian hieroglyphics was created to be used to decorate objects of cultic, religious documents, academics, and for basic daily use. A system where symbols represented words and syllables. This form of pictorial writing was short-lived because people found them too hard to learn and write. Eventually, the Phoenicians came around and created what is considered to be the first ever alphabet. Located in East Mediterranean, the Phoenicians created the first alphabetic system, estimated to have begun as early as 1700 BCE. Phoenicians used the alphabet to document their history and, more importantly, to keep up with their trade transactions. The Phoenician alphabet was written from left to right and consisted of 22 symbols, where the symbols stood for single consonants. The Phoenicians were successful maritime merchants, and they gradually spread their influence westwards, establishing outposts throughout the Mediterranean basin. When trading, the Phoenician merchants utilized their alphabet to keep track of everything, and because the system was easy to learn and draw and more accessible, many adopted their alphabetic system, leading to a major widespread and basically setting the base for standard written communication. Following the Phoenicians, the Greeks had a big impact on the development and spread of the alphabet. In 800 BCE, the Greeks adapted the Phoenician alphabet and acclimated it to their own language. It is said that the Greeks created the first true alphabet. The Greeks modified the alphabet to be more accurate and efficient by changing and adding letters. When it was all said and done, the Greek alphabet consisted of 24 letters. Most importantly, they changed some symbols to represent vowels, creating a balanced status with consonants. The addition of vowels greatly increased the accuracy and legibility of the writing system for non-Semitic languages. The Greek alphabet had a lower number of signs, making the writing system more accessible for people to learn. The Greek alphabet was a significant development because of its efficiency. After the emergence of the Greek alphabet, many other groups adapted the writing system and created their own version based off it. Groups such as the Carians, Lycians, Lydians, Pamphylians, just to name a few. Leading us to the Etruscans. The Etruscan alphabet developed from the Greek alphabet, estimated to be sometime in the 8th century. They used their alphabet for writing their language at the time. Like the alphabets of the Middle East and the early forms of the Greek alphabet, the Etruscan script was usually written from right to left, but occasionally appears in boustrophedons, a style of writing mostly seen in ancient manuscripts and inscriptions. The language went through many changes in form and composition over the course of time, but it reached its final form about 600 BC with 20 letters, 4 vowels consisting of A, E, I, U, and 16 consonants. This was a reduction from early forms with 26 letters. Eventually, the Etruscan language ceased to be spoken in the time of Imperial Rome, but continued to be used in a religious context for a while. The Etruscan writing system gave rise to several old Italic scripts, leading to the development of the Latin alphabet, which replaced it. A couple hundred years after the Etruscans, the Arabic developed their own version of the alphabet around 600 and 700 BCE. The Arabic adapted the alphabet with some necessary modifications to accommodate such diverse languages such as Spanish, Hebrew, Urdu, Persian, and others. The Arabic alphabet consisted of 28 letters, all representing consonants, and written right to left. The letters are generally thick, squat, and unslanted. It was particularly used for writing on stone or metal, for painting or carving inscriptions on the walls of mosques, and for lettering on coins. It was also used for writing manuscripts of Quran, which are extant today. As well as the Arabic alphabet is also known as the second most widely used writing system today. Lastly, sometime around 600 BCE, the Latin alphabet was also called the Roman alphabet, derived from the Greek letter forms by way of the Etruscans. The original Latin alphabet consisted of 23 letters, 21 of which were derived from the Etruscan alphabet. In medieval times, the letter I was differentiated into I and J and V into U, V, and W, producing an alphabet equal to the modern English alphabet with 26 letters. The modern Latin alphabet was used to write hundreds of different languages. Each language uses a slightly different set of letters, and they are pronounced in various ways. Some languages use the standard 26 letters, and some use fewer letters. Latin alphabets influenced the development of the alphabet and written language writing in many countries all over the world. It is the most used writing system in the world and was very influential in the development of our present-day alphabet. In closing, from the beginning of the creation of the first writing system to the present-day alphabet, the alphabet has gone through many changes. The diffusion of the alphabet mainly revolved around trade, and many groups continuously adapting the writing system and making it their own. This form of communication has helped us keep track of everything for centuries as far as our history, documents, the connections we have made globally, and the basic everyday communication we make. The alphabet system has revolutionized our world and is a form of communication that will never end and is timeless.